Nice to see all of you here. How are you? My name is Carlton and I'm covering India, Korea, and Southeast Asia. With me is Heng, whom is covering all technical aspects for the same region. Before I go deeper into the products, I would like to provide you with my company's overview. Ivanti has her headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah, and has been established since 1985. Since 2012, Ivanti has acquired many companies including Lendesk, Heat, Lumention, Nortec, and Wavelink. I'm from Wavelink. Wavelink is currently the market leader in terminal emulation with over 16 million active TE clients covering 80% of the market share. We are also covering 24 of the world's top 25 supply chain companies. We have over 1,500 partners globally. I'm sure our partner here will be able to serve you well. For Wavelink, we only have three mobility solutions. Firstly, the mobile enterprise applications, which includes our terminal emulation and industrial browser. Secondly, our voice enablement solution, Speak Easy. Speak Easy needs to sit on either our TE or web application. Lastly, our Avalanche MDM, which is commonly used for implementation and managing of mobile devices. Now, let me relate how you can use our solutions in your environment. Firstly, in a warehouse, the WMS provides the workflow for the workers. There are two common types of WMS hosts. Firstly, HTML or web, and secondly, Telnet host. If you are familiar with Manhattan scale, you will know that it is on web host, whereas Manhattan Active Warehouse Management, or formerly WMOS, is on Telnet host. Let us take the Telnet host as an example. Our Velocity TE will copy the workflow information from the WMS server and put it into your mobile device, allowing your workers to follow the workflow instructions in the native green screen. With the same license from Velocity, you can enhance and modernize your green screen to a more user-friendly interface. You can also opt to buy our add-on Speak Easy license that sits on our Telnet or web application. Speak Easy just helps to convert text to speech and speech to text. Do note that all our licenses are installed on the mobile device. Thus, we are not changing anything on your WMS server. Now, let us take the HTML hosting as an example. Many users initially use the free Google Chrome browser, but after trying our Velocity Web, they never turn back. In this video, we'll see a Manhattan scale user doing his task with a native browser and subsequently with our Velocity Web. Let us take note of the differences and advantages of using Velocity Web. On the top of the user screen, do you notice the URL address bar and Android system icons? At the bottom, you will see the Google keyboard, which is not easy to manipulate. Also, the prompt key appears all the time, even when it is not required. Now, with Velocity Web, you no longer see the URL bar but only the battery and Wi-Fi icons. Our custom keyboard has a friendlier user interface, and it also comes with bigger buttons. The prompt key also hides itself automatically or appears only when it is required. In the next video, we'll be showing Speakeasy working in English. However, it can be in a localized language like Bahasa Indonesia, Thai, or Mandarin.
Pick 2 0 0 0 1 0 2 7.
Done.
Quantity 1.
Done.
Please scan barcode. Quantity 1.
3.
Please scan barcode.
I'm sure after watching the video, some of you must be wondering, how is Speakeasy different from traditional voice solutions? Firstly, Speakeasy is installed on your existing mobile device, so no middleware is required. That means you save on a physical server and server licenses. Secondly, our Speakeasy can be easily customized to your requirement, as it is running on open source JavaScript. Traditional voice solutions run on their proprietary software, which costs you a lot when you need customization or variation. Also, our Speakeasy solution takes a much reduced training time and a faster implementation time. If you want to get a total hands-free solution, you can opt to use wearables like the WT6000 and the RS6000 ring scanner. Also critical is a good noise cancellation headset. In the market, there are good low-cost noise cancellation headsets selling below US $200. We do not deal with hardware, but I'm sure our partner will be able to help you. Another important point to note in this slide is that our solution is multimodal. What it means is that if your worker is having a sore throat or having ringing tones in his ears, he can opt to remove the headset and continue working without the voice option. Now, let's watch this video to have a better perspective of how voice can be used in a warehouse.
Started with Goya 20 years ago as an order picker and have pretty much worked every position on the way up to my current position, general manager. But I remember being a picker and thinking to myself, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a more efficient way. Picking, holding a piece of paper in one hand while trying to grab a box with that hand or sometimes one hand and not lose my place on the paper, having to carry a pencil, I found it a bit cumbersome.
A34A.
Wavelink Speakeasy software answered those concerns we had with an easy to deploy solution, easy to develop solution, and a cost-effective solution. Recurring costs being lower than competitors as well.
Pick 1.
Next.
Cost is, as you can imagine, a big factor in all this, especially when you measure your return on an investment. You know, so here it is, a simple tool that will get a lot done for us.
Pick 1.
Next.
And as soon as he steps into the warehouse, he runs a calibration wizard to get the device to understand him. From there on, he selects his language. Our facilities currently use English and Spanish. He will hear that language and he will speak in that language.
C60B grande.
They'll hear where they need to go to pick. The system asks him to confirm that he's there. He'll scan that. After that, the system will tell him how many cases to pick.
Recoge 1.
He'll confirm that he picked the right number of cases by simply saying next.
Siguiente.
So he's doing two things at that point. He's acknowledging that he picked the amount full and that he's ready to receive his next instruction.
C38A.
Speaking with our guys on the floor, what they have noticed is, where they would have 40, 50, 60 cases of mispicks a night, that pile has gone down considerably. So that translates to efficiency within the four walls.
Siguiente.
So when you introduce technology, one of the things that you become wary about is it going to impact production negatively? What I am happy to say is that Speakeasy has not done that. Productivity improvement, I would say, is between 5 to 7%. Plus the added bonuses of not having to carry a paper, because sometimes what would happen is a person would have the paper in one hand, he's reading that paper, he's looking down, reading that paper, but he's moving his machine. I don't have a whole lot of accidents, but the fact that I haven't even had one since going live is also something to take into consideration, considering the changes that we have implemented. Wherever a user had to interact with a device in another method other than scanning, then we use voice, because we know that the voice is faster and more accurate at times than typing. And that's where the voice solution fit in between the scanning and manual user inputs.
Drop off at staging 1.
A person who puts it on for the first time can be ready to work in minutes. If a person is typing into a keyboard, they're not moving, they're not picking. What Wavelink has allowed me to do is take that and put it into a voice command. And then the system, the Speakeasy system, in turn returns that control function to the host, and it sends it achieving the same result, except that this person doesn't have to stop. One key point that we try to emphasize to the guys is, hey, listen, if you get lost in something, you're not sure what to do, just say, help me. At that point, Speakeasy will tell him all the options he's got available, down from user controls, such as volume up, volume down, speak faster, speak slower. I mentioned earlier how easy Wavelink has made this for us. And it's not just from a everyday user perspective, but also from a developer's perspective. I'm not an IT guy. I am a general manager. I work on the operations side, and I have for 20 years. I was able to see that it was something that I could work with myself and do the development myself. If we had to make a change now, depending on the complexity of the change, I can make it from minutes to a matter of hours. Engineering cost could be $60,000 to $100,000. I can tell you, us doing the development in-house is nowhere near that. And that is, aside from hardware, aside from licensing, this is just, pure development. Well, right now, Speakeasy is being used in 2 facilities. Eventually, it'll be used in about 12 facilities. Basically, the end picture would be, we have Wavelink Avalanche product, managing our devices, deploying Wavelink's Telnet client with Speakeasy embedded across 12 sites around the United States and Puerto Rico. So we will have one central point where we manage all the devices, one central point where we deploy all the changes from, and one central point where we can basically diagnose issues from. It means I don't have to pack my bags and go to the site that's having that issue to solve something that may only take 10 or 15 minutes. And there's also something that I value, and that is the relationship you have with your partners when you get into these things, and not having to introduce yet another unknown. We're working with Wavelink, a company that we know, has supported us, a company that's never let us down. Come in and say, hey, look, I think I have the solution that you're looking for. Well, that kind of mitigates some of the risk, as opposed to going to a vendor who you just don't know. They may answer your needs, but then again, maybe not. But the one thing that you do know is that this vendor, Wavelink in this case, has been there for you.
Now, after watching the video, I'm sure many of you are excited, and you must be wondering, where else can you use voice? Receiving, sortation, cycle count are some commonly used areas too. I would like to share this quote from VDC Research. The benefits of voice-directed warehousing solutions are clear and have been well documented in terms of their impact on overall worker productivity and accuracy. And I'm sure many of you already have heard about other benefits of voice as well. Lastly, I would like to share this customer's success with you, like Toshiba with 550,000 in savings and TaylorMade with 49% reduction in error. Also, there are many customers with productivity increases. If you need more information, please feel free to reach out to me or our partner. Thank you.